All right, so I seen some comments on my yeah, Lunch isn't agreeing with me on my YouTube channel, and of course the Cornhead is not in this building, which I thought it was. It is down the road, which I'm not going down there today, but they were saying how yeah, update a 1063 Cornhead to a 2000 series Cornhead, yay or nay? No, I wouldn't update it. I wouldn't. The only thing is, stay away from a 22, what the heck is ours? 2206. 2206 Cornhead, it's a bad head. You can't pick corn when the stalks are wet. It'll just sit there and wrap around the auger. You spend 5-10 minutes trying to get the thing to clean out when it does that, and it's just not being it's just not efficient. Now I will say though, 20, the heck number did I say? 2206. 2206 is no problem for a 2388, okay? The only thing is, for you newbies that have never ran a 2206 before, or a 1063, 1083, you'll have to fold your ladder in, because you'll be knocking rows over, and knocking rows over is not good. So just thought I would throw that in there. I'm gonna go Ted Hay with this 13, what the heck number is this thing? 317 Tedder. And away we go to Ted Hay. So I'm at the field. Pull the rope, get my remote. Down goes the wing. And what you do is just put this right here so that it don't come loose and get caught on the ground. Get ran through the tedder, because that's a pretty long rope that's on that thing. Let's see. Make sure I'm as straight as possible. Okay, no PTO. Oh, I didn't pull it up quick enough. One thing I like about this tractor is how it's got this display down here where it shows me like how fast I'm running it, like 540. I had it up to like 585 there for a minute. .2 is quick enough for dead and hay. Actually, I feel like we can go a gear quicker. Yep, okay. 5.3. Fast enough. So here's a perfect prime example of when two rows, or when you don't have enough on your end row, when you're all done mowing a section, it gets kind of stupid. And that is what has happened, as the rows have gotten stupid. Basically because it just didn't come out right. Prime example. right here. You got 3 rows that somehow just magically appear. So you kind of got to pick 2 to stick with. Anywho, it's gonna be screwed up. I'm gonna have to just ted a single row and just hope for the best. Somebody really needs to teach me how to mow hay, so you come out with tedding 2 rows all the time instead of tedding 2 rows, then 1 row, and it gets confusing after a little bit. Alright, now it's time to clean the thing off. Oop, didn't want that. Stupid park brake. Shut that off. Go out and clean the tedder off. I like to clean the thing off out in the field because it makes too much of a mess in the driveway and stuff like that if you clean it off up by the shop where all that asphalt is, and why make more of a mess when you can let the mess back here? I'm sure there is somebody that watches my YouTube channel that would have to agree with me on that one, because almost anybody that teds hay would know that you clean the thing off back in the field so that way you don't make that much more of a mess up at the building. Now, I'm not too picky about the teeth or anything like that, but I don't know if we're going to be putting the thing away, which will, it's got to be washed anyhow, so I'm not gonna, I want to knock just the excess off because I don't know if this is going to go over to a gravel pit and do that over there or not. But anywho, it just makes it that much less to clean off when it comes time to wash it, because you let the hay get all wet and then it gets all, well, you guys know how grass is when it gets wet. You try and scrape it off mower decks and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a real pain in the butt when it gets wet, but it's real easy when it's dry. So I'm gonna take this opportunity here and clean this thing off a little bit. Just makes it that much easier. I see somebody likes to over grease the thing, but that's all right. I'll get this thing cleaned off here and I'll bring it back. So I know you guys are probably laughing at me saying, oh, why didn't you clean that off at the end of the field? Well, no shit, I wasn't thinking. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, as long as I go slow out of here, I won't have no problem. Then,
oh man, so a word to the wise: don't go up to a fast food restaurant. Don't eat boozy visibly in your car, because there are some people that.
So everybody wants a crop update. Everybody wants a crop update. We want to see a crop update video. Well, I'm here to tell you that the beans way over yonder, way over there, behind the creek, are starting to turn first, because they were planted first before these were. Is how it always works. Now, they're gonna be nice and tall this year. I know out in New Jersey, they're just dry. Okay. We were dry up until about Saturday night. We got a lot of rain Saturday night, and I think that almost put us back to where we need to be with the rain. So I'm gonna head home with this here tedder, and then I'm going to put the camera back on when I get to that spot there where the beans is starting to change colors. This is the only bad spot of beans here that we got along the edge here, because them there varmints done got a hold of them, and the trees still suck the water out of the edge of the field, even though we moved the field about 10 foot to the right. Well, right or left, depending how you look at it. But once you get out here a little bit farther, it don't look so bad. It's just along the city of Akron here. It is what it is. Now there is a spot up here right atop of the hill that is already starting to turn color, which, you know, the beans gradually turn. They don't, it's not like the flip of a switch or nothing. I thought there was some right in through here that I seen. Yeah, there's some starting to turn. But once you get over top the hill here, they really start to turn. See right there, there's some plants starting to turn, and a couple right along here. So they're starting to turn, but slowly. I'm gonna clean this loose hay up here with the loader and get that all done. Throw it back in the rack there, so it can be, so cows can eat it. And it looks like we got some bent teeth on this thing, but I won't tell the boss if you guys won't. So shh, yeah, keep quiet. bed there don't look too bad. I say we've done a pretty good job without a bucket and just using manure fork. Job well done. Well, I'm gonna run home and put some grease in that other grasshopper. I got the grease gun there on the floor, so that way we can keep the mower from wearing out any more than it already has. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoy. We'll see you next time.